Thank you very much for your patience just watching this bout for the last 13 minutes with no commentator. You're wonderful. Thanks for having you along. We have the Witches of East Vic versus Westside Glory. Murderface and Altered Skates are your jammers at the moment. Altered Skates with the lead, so looks like a bit of catching up to do with the Witches of East Vic. They're on 16, chasing down 69, well now 73. Murderface picking up some points. Altered Skates being told to call it, and she does. So 3 more points for the Witches of East Vic. They are going up to 1973, 16:56 left on the clock in the first half. This is semi-final action, coming to you live and direct from Track 4 at the Great Southern Slam for 2018. My name is Pants, and I'll just take you through the rest of this game. So whistle blows and they are off for the start of another jam. It looks like it's Cupcake for the Witches of East Vic, and zigging and zagging we have Tenacious, just pirouetted to the inside of the track, so she's got to go back and try again. Cupcake up against 2 very solid blockers here. That's Biffy Collider and Sadistic Smell, so really well organized and tough defense. Cupcake with the jammer helmet cover in hand, getting a push through, so she is through and has the power jam. So here we go. If you are a East Vic fan, get on your feet and send some vibes this way. That would be awesome. All right, let's just get going. Custard getting around. So more points on the board. Witches of East Vic cracked the 20. Chasing down 73. 4-point pass for Tenacious. And a pile-up going on in the middle there. Couple of skaters getting up gingerly to their feet. Westside Glory. And it was Sadistic Smell who is just being checked on by a couple of folk here.
Yes, she got lead and then cut like half a second later. Yes, thank you.
All right, next jam is on, and here we go. Which is with the lead jammer again. So that is Dred Zeppelin with the lead, being chased down by Big Shorty. One more. Dreads gets the points, and she's off for another scoring pass. Big block. That was No Love Ninja. And momentum just seeming to be with the Witches of East Vic at the moment, until a back block is called against Dred Zeppelin. So that is the end of that. But both jammers in the penalty area, so Dreads is only going to have to sit for a few seconds. Big Shorty is just released from the bin, and here comes Dred Zeppelin. Dred's on a scoring pass. Big Shorty, I think, as well. So both skaters with points to get and the rest of the jam to play with. 4 points. No, you can't call it off, honey. You went into the bin. So that is the end of your lead jam. 4 points apiece, and here we go. Oh, wow. That was impressive. Crosby wheels and smash. Just getting a bit of a brunt of that. A piece of equipment on the track now being retrieved. And the end of the jam is blown by the jam time, a full 2 minutes. So at the end of all that, Witches of Eastwick coming out on top, 11 points to 9. 35 plays 88. We are 11 minutes and a bit left to go in the first half of this semi-final. It is all on the line. A spot in the Div 3 grand final is up for grabs. Officials' timeout is signaled. And it looks like one of the referees is having a chat with the Witches of Eastwick. Thanks for your shout out to Maddie Longlegs on the bench from David White. I'm not sure what happened there, but I do agree with the sentiment. I hope she does get better soon. We don't like to see injuries, even though getting bumped around is an inevitable result of playing a contact sport, especially one on wheels. Referee over having a chat with the Glory bench now. Witches of Eastwick very happy to come out and get set for another jam. Billy Goat Ruff just sort of going, yeah, that's me. I'm on the track, ready to go. There's my compadre down the end. How you going? Shall we play tennis? That'd be ridiculous. All right, some Glory people coming out to the track. So definite pack advantage with the Glory as we get the next jam underway. Addie broke a foot whilst ironing. Gotcha. Dangerous sport, full contact ironing. So 333 Manic Adventure through the pack and is your lead jammer. Nice little bit of weaving, just trying to fox out the defense. Little help coming through. That is from Biffy Kaleido. Been very impressed with her performance throughout this Great Southern Slam. Star Pass has been affected as well for the Witches of Eastwick. Cato Ninetails now sporting the Jammer helmet cover. Oh, nice little hit on the way through. I'm not sure who that was. There may have been no, it wasn't Florence the Machine. It was Biffy Kaleido, I think. 5 points signaled from the jam ref for Manic Adventure. And Star Pass has now been affected. So Cato Ninetails was the jammer, and Star Pass given to number 3. That was Billy Goat Ruff. No chance to score any points though, so the end of the jam is upon us. Ironing boards are dangerous, you betcha, especially in the hands of a homicidal maniac. I've watched wrestling, I know what happens. Give any sort of household equipment to a wrestler, it becomes a dangerous weapon. Timeout signaled by the Witches of East Vic. They want to have a chat, so the ref said, go nuts. Enjoy yourselves. Chat away. Now, I just want to give a little shout out to the Adelaide Showgrounds. Adelaide Showgrounds, the venue for the Great Southern Slam 2018. It is a magnificent, huge venue, large enough to host 4 full tracks of roller derby in one building, another full track on the other side, plus a marketplace, plus 2 warm-up tracks. It is a magnificent venue here, and we want to say a big shout out and thanks to the Adelaide Showgrounds. While we're at it, big shout out and thank you to Adelaide Roller Derby, the hosts of the Great Southern Slam again for another round. They seem to do it every 2 years. It takes a full year of planning to put a Great Southern Slam together. And when you're a volunteer league and trying to run your own seasons as well, plus your own teams, then it's a big effort and a big ask. So I want to say a big thank you to Adelaide Roller Derby for putting it on. The Adelaides currently on track 1 for their semi-final. I'm not sure if the Radeladies made it through for theirs, but definitely both teams being competitive in the Great Southern Slam, and it's been great to see that the skaters for those teams have also been able to take some time to help out with the running of the event, keeping an eye on tickets and helping out with all sorts of other things as well. Murderface through for the Glory and is your current lead jammer. Big lean and unable to stop her. The poor old blocker there for East Vic. That was push-up bra. Just having to shake her head and just see this jammer is too fast and too strong. Murderface signaling the end of the jam with an additional 3 points for the Glory. They are now on 113. The Witches of East Vic on 35. Whistle blown. And it is 0-7. Rory Spilmore, who is the lead jammer. Dred's being released from the penalty bin, Dred Zeppelin, and is through for her initial pass. And a penalty issued, or low block, against the Glory jammer. So Dreads now has the track to herself on a scoring pass, getting 5 points so far, and a power jam to play with the rest. Goes through on the inside line, met by a Glory blocker who introduces her to the inside and needs to recycle. That was Massacre Jones who was doing the big blocks there. Biffy Kaleido also doing some big blocks on the outside, but Dred Zeppelin able to get through for another 5-point pass. Full 2-minute jam coming up. Rory Spilmore back on track, looking to get through the Witches of East Vic, but Dred Zeppelin, it's all coming up Millhouse for her. Another 4 points being added to the board for the Witches of East Vic. This is a big jam for them. Scoring pass for the Glory, though, 4 points on the board. There's still 27 seconds left to go, so maybe perhaps an opportunity for another one. Dred Zeppelin taking off the helmet cover. That means she will not be getting points as she goes through at the moment. Looking to hand off the star pass, which she does. And the star pass being awarded. So now it is Rory Spilmore up against 0-9, Cato Ninetails. The end of the jam has come through, though. Derby girls often train in housework to condition them for the punishment of bounding. I would be very careful with that. That is down a path to a lot of personal pain. An official review has been called. So I might just wander over and see what that's about. The official review is concerning the low block that was called in that previous jam. So the Glory are seeking to have the low block overturned. So at the end of the official review has been lost. So that low block stands and the Glory have lost their official review. Currently a 70-point lead. 122 playing 52. We're 6 minutes 21 left to go in the first half. Getting set for another jam of semi-final derby. Oh, nice tiptoeing along the edge from 1-2. Altered skates. Unable to stay in bounds though. Trying to tease that cut track against Tenacious, but Tenacious able to stay in bounds nicely. Altered skates though, finding a little tricky to get through. One more blocker to get through, she does. But it's a full half lap or so that Tenacious has, so a chance to score all the points and call it off. Let's see what happens. She doesn't, so she has gone through, got the 4, and is putting faith in her blockers to keep Altered Skates at bay. One, 3-3-4 Neko. It is a pleasure. I try to bring the onesie game every Sunday at TGSS, and this year, thankfully, is no exception. Star Pass has been affected. That is Raven Waller, who is now the jammer for East Vic. Oreo McFury sent to the penalty box, and looks like Raven Waller tossing the pivot helmet cover into the bench area, just choosing to keep the star on her head. Big recycle going through at the moment. That is 8-9. Massacre Jones. Tenacious up the front, going through for another scoring pass. Raven Waller finding it difficult to get past this glory wall as the jam comes to an end. So an 8-4, sorry, just waiting for the score to catch up. So an 8-8 score on that jam. So it's still 70 points in it as we get to 4 minutes left to go in this first half. Officials timeout. While we're at it, we better mention a couple of our other sponsors. We got the chance. PhysioFit SA are the physio providers to the Adelaides and Radelaides, as well as Adelaide Roller Derby in general. They have extended that courtesy to all the skaters at the Great Southern Slam for this year. Been very busy too, I imagine, with taking out a lot of those lumps and niggles, strains and bruises, and helping our derby athletes be the best that they can be for the Great Southern Slam. Thanks to Quoc and the rest of the gang at PhysioFit for all your help. Time to play some more derby. Nice little jump through there from Cupcake. Not able to get past that wall though. This is really becoming an issue for the East Vic. Around the outside goes Rory Spilmore. She spotted that opening and was able to get through. Cupcake, little gingerly back on her feet, dusts herself off. She's going to try again. Rory Spilmore though, outside inside, and is through for her first scoring pass. Lexa just adjusting her equipment back on for East Vic. Cupcake down, up again, getting a bit of a hand from one of her blockers. I think that was Cat o' Nine Tails in the midst. Yep, definitely Cat o' Nine Tails. She has picked up the star pass and is now jammer. And it's been called, so no points for the Vitches, but 3 for Zeglori. 60 plays 138, so an 8-point jam. 2 minutes and change left to go in the first half. There's still another half of derby left to go. Still a lot to play for. But it really is truly the business end of the Great Southern Slam. Both these teams playing at least their second game for today. It really becomes a test of your mettle and the fitness and effort and training you've gone through, as well as all the coaching you've received. Big Shorty weaving her way through, trying to get through plus No Love Ninja, and looks like a tissue's popped out. I'm not touching that. Don't know where that's been. Big Shorty calls it off. Yeah, I wouldn't be touching that with my hands either. Smart move, ref. That's exactly what I would have done as well. Fouled out. Yeah, I agree. Definitely saying, no, I'm not touching that with my hands. The tissue saga will reveal itself. Murderface straight on through for the glory, but hot on the heels is Cat of Nine Tails. Cat of Nine Tails with the speed skates on, just hounding Murderface here. And Murderface with the hips put through, but not in time to affect any points. So very fast and furious jam for precisely nothing at all. Someone would say it was a pointless jam. I would say no jam is pointless. That was entertaining. All set for the next jam. Here we go. 143 playing 60. And it is Dread Zeppelin through. Lead jammer got about the length of the back straight on her opponent. Very low to the ground comes 1-6. That is Tenacious. And Tenacious coming up with the goodies. 4 points for the glory. Dread Zeppelin hits the ground, rolls over. It was a pretty hard sort of hit, but 4 points is hers. So at the end of that one, it is half time, 4 points apiece. So half time, the glory on 147 points. The Witches of East Vic on 64. Go grab yourself a cuppa. We've got about 14 and a half minutes. Get yourself some pizza. Get some fried rice. Maybe a Negroni. I know you're a classy bunch. I know you can do this. Anyway, keep us updated throughout the half on and certainly through the next half with your details. We will leave you with the Hip Shaking Panda and come back to you very shortly. Just heading towards the end of intermission here at track number 4, semi-final action between East Vic Roller Derby and Westside Derby Dolls. Haven't had much chance to go through the roster, so let's have a quick go at it. For East Vic Roller Derby, we have Cato Ninetails, Cinderella, Lexa, Altered Skates, Mad Downer, No Love Ninja, Raven Waller, Billy Goat Rough, Push Up Ra, Pantaloonie, Cupcake, Spawner Skaten, Dread Zeppelin, Jack Spite, Pushy Tat, and Janesaw. Benji's are Beth, Eve, Elena Claire, and Bubblegum Blitz. For the Westside Derby Dolls, skating with them, we have Fatalicious, Rory Spillmore, Crotch Candy, Crosby Wheels and Smash, Big Shorty, Tenacious, Florence the Machine, Susie Quantro, Manic Adventure, Matoki Slaughter, Sadistic Smell, Murderface, Hell Kitty, Oreo McFury, Goldie Blocks, Massacre Jones, and Biffy Kaleido. Benchies are Kapow, Matty Longlegs, Rick A. Mortis, and Scoticus. Getting set for the start of the second half. I can see Rory Spillmore at the back. And the East Vic jammer is unbeknownst to me because I can't see past all the blockers. Looks like... Let's play looks like. Could be Altered Skates, I reckon. But wherever you are around this fine land, in this beautiful country, and this wonderful world, welcome to track 4, TGSS 2018 semi-final in Division 3. Whistle blows and we're off and skating. Rory Spillmore is your first lead jammer of the second half. Multiplayer called against No Love Ninja. Ooh, big self fall there from 8-6. I think that was Massacre Jones, 8-9. Concrete is an unforgiving mistress. Dread Zeppelin going to try again. And is through on the inside. Meanwhile, scoring pass for Tenacious, for Rory Spillmore, is complete. And it's a back block. So Rory Spillmore completes the jam with 4 points, but it is a power start for the Westside Derby Dolls. They're looking to close off this game the way that they started it. And, yeah, power start's definitely a way to do it. And what are they going to do? They'll stick on Murderface. So, Murderface, one of the most devastating jammers in Division 3 as far as I have seen. And being bested there on the first attempt through the pack. Nice try there. But Cato Ninetails is wise to the challenge. And Murderface is going back to try again. This time, trying to use the extra space on the apex. And met this time. I can't see who that was, but that's okay because she's going back to try again. It is Dread Zeppelin on for East Vic and just sort of slid to the track. Got back up and is trying again. Meanwhile, Murderface has made it through the pack and will be on her scoring charge, as is Dread Zeppelin at the moment. That was a big hit. I could hear a grunt, a sigh, something being let go there. And some exclamations coming from one of the skaters there. That was quite audible. 1 point being given. So we are off and racing for the start of the next jam. A lot of fresh legs on track, and let's see what they can do. It is Altered Skates, who is your lead jammer for the Witches of East Vic. Big fall by Janesaw. Nope. That was Orion McFury, my mistake. Orion McFury slow to get up, but is back on the feet and skating. That was a very solid fall. 1-0 returning to the track. That's Cinderella. Facing off against Tenacious. Tenacious backward skating through for a 5-point pass. I'm very happy to give a shout out to number 16. Tenacious, jammer extraordinaire, saviour of the world on at least 3 occasions, and purveyor of 5-point passes aplenty. Just cruised around for another one. Almost caught there by 351. But there was Push Up Rod trying to catch Tenacious, but unable to do so. 4 points for Tenacious. Meanwhile, Altered Skates has to go through, try again. Tenacious forced to the inside there by Pushy Tat. I thought I tore a Pushy Tat. Altered Skates. Cut track penalty assessed at the end of the jam again, so it's another power start to the glory. This is not what the Witches of East Vic were looking for to start the second half, but it's like a cascade of power starts to the glory. Official timeout is called. Would like to say thank you to Rydell Skates. Rydell Skates are part of skating and derby technology for 70 years. They are pretty impressive, and they supply a lot of skates to a lot of the skaters here. Great purveyors of derby equipment and tech. Rydell Skates. They have a booth here at the marketplace at the Great Southern Slam, but also a wondrous online shop for you to go through and see what they can do for you. Many thanks to Rydell Skates for sponsoring the Great Southern Slam this year. All right, let's get it on for another jam. Manic Adventure seeking to get through, getting some help from Crosby Wheels and Smash. That, yep, out of play being called, so having to let it go. Manic Adventure is through, and a few seconds being used up on the clock, so let's have some fun. Let's get some more derby on. Cinderella having to let it go. Manic Adventure with the 5-point pass. Altered Skates through on the inside line, chased down by Crotch Candy, but unable to be caught. call is the call, and call she did. It's an extra 3 points for Manic Adventure. So an 8-point jam, 186 playing 69. My favorite number, 186. Cupcake on the line. Up against Big Shorty. Big Shorty very quickly around. Nice pirouette going past number 7. That was Jack Spite. And speed skates, gosh, yes, absolutely rocketing around the track. Big Shorty just looking to best everyone on the outline line. Call it is the call, and call it she did. Cupcake hoping for a sneaky point, sadly not forthwith. Great to see the love online for your team, guys. Keep it going. Five seconds is the call. About to get it on for another one. That unmistakable face paint. Murder face is through. Dread Zeppelin being caught there by 162. Florence the Machine. But is now set free and off and racing. Spawn of Skaten on the knees, able to get back up. Murder face. And Florence the Machine getting Dread Zeppelin airborne as that jam came to an end. I think Dread's had a smile on her face though. Great to see the OPRs having a yabber as they go back into position. Communication between the referees has been rock solid all weekend. Absolutely faultless. Oh, nice move on the outside. That was an extraordinary move by Tenacious. Able to get a bit of a lift from her own blocker as she went through. Biffy Collider cleaning house on the outside, but that opens up a way for Tenacious on the inside. Through for another 5-point pass. No pass penalty being signaled by one of the OPRs. And a call from Tenacious. Sort of like a jazz hands, no initial completed from one of the jam refs there. I'm actually liking it. I'm going to have to go and get some coaching on how to do that one. Certainly much nicer and happier than the cutthroat gesture that some of the jam refs use. The cutthroat gesture, of course, being very effective. Some people do a chicken head, I think. Bit of the brock, brock, brock action, but that's lovely. The jazz hands of joy. Manic Adventure on an adventure of her own, completing the initial pass, but now suffering a little sling and arrow in the form of 1-6. No Love Ninja. Lola Love Ninja has been called for a penalty though, so is off to the box. Bit of a swap as Chainsaw came back onto the track just at the end of the jam. Two more points for the Witches of East Vic, so they go to 71, trying to chase down the Glory, who've extended their lead and are now on 205 points. So Rory Spilmore up for the Glory, and it does appear to be a power start at this juncture. I think Massacre Jones got pinged for a penalty there, directional. Crosby Wheels and Smash coming through, trying to open up a laneway for her jammer, Rory Spilmore. Rory Spilmore so strong. Dred Zeppelin coming through, and the jam being called off. So it was a 4-point pass. One no pass, no penalty on that one. So only 4, not 5. 2:09 playing 71, 18 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this second half. Let's keep it going with some more derby. New jammer on for the Witches of East Vic. That is number 3. That is Billy Goat Ruff. And Billy Goat Ruff straight through. Lead jammer, you beauty. Big Shorty also set free. Getting the absolute rocket skates going. Shut down in the middle, but opens up the inside line. Off like a rocket, and off we go. Billy Goat Ruff 4 points and off for another scoring pass. As is Big Shorty. Big Shorty with a big smile on her face, rubbing her left leg as she goes around as well. So maybe copped a nice hit on the way through. I'm sure the Derby Kiss website is going to get inundated with a lot of nice bruises from the Great Southern Slam this year. Some absolute knockout hits being administered. Spectacular stuff for those of us who love watching this wonderful sport. Forearms penalty being assessed to Tenacious, so that is a power jam for Altered Skates and the Witches of East Vic. Feeling the love from the bench. Looking to go through an extended pack. Many one-on-one contests or one-on-two contests for Altered Skates. It is proving to be difficult. At the moment, it is Oreo McFury getting in the way. And very effective. Yeah, Altered Skates coming to an absolute standstill there. Just trying to get through. Recycled now. That is Sadistic Smell. And looks like a star pass has been given, so Raven Waller. And it looks like that star pass was not given legally, so, or some sort of penalty. So that means not only has the lead been lost, but it's now a power jam in the favor of the Glory. Oh boy. 5-point pass. Glory. Just taking a quick glance at the clock, seeing how long is left. Not long enough to get any more points, I'm afraid. Or was there? One more. Three points being singled by one, and the other one. Jam refs just making sure that the points are allocated correctly. Great work from our jam refs here, Luna Reclipse and Quiet Riot. A lot of great explanations to our scorekeepers. So at the end of that, looks like it is 222 playing 80. And it's an official review. Okay, so the Glory are asking for an official review to have a skating out of bounds penalty assessed to the pivot for the Witches of East Vic on trying to returning the helmet cover to the jammer while they were sitting in the penalty box. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know why you'd be doing this when you're up by 228 points to 80 in the second half of a game. But it's a technicality. They may be able to get a pivot and a jammer in the penalty box for the start of the next jam. And it might be nice to just be able to say, hey, yay, we got this bit right. And when the refs are under pressure, they didn't assess a penalty on what to me is an absolute technicality, but the official review has been requested and it will be given. So we'll see what the result is in just a moment. So at the end of all that, the referees powwowed and decided because the pivot believed that the penalty was called on them. They were actually on the way to the penalty box. And so when they were directed to return to track, they then passed the jammer helmet cover to the jammer. And because there was no advantage gained by this maneuver, no penalty will be assessed. So the Glory have lost their official review. Meanwhile, we have Cupcake on the track and we have Murderface, and they are jamming. Murderface is your lead jammer, heading off to score some points. Straight into the back of the pack and recycled there by Cinderella. Cinderella trying to get the extra jump to see if they could catch Murderface in a cut track, and the answer is no. This time it's Cat of Nine Tails doing the damage, and Murderface calling it off. Alright, so Glory just sharing a bit of a laugh when they come off there. I don't know what happened there, but a bit of a miscommunication perhaps. Cat of Nine Tails also having a bit of a chat with the OPR. Looks like they're just sharing a bit of a laugh. And it's because Cat of Nine Tails is sitting down in the penalty area by the looks of it. I think that was the old, did I really? Was it really me? And the OPR going, have a seat in the redemption station. Oh, nice work. Rory Spillmore tiptoeing through the pack and picks up lead jammer, but it's Dred Zeppelin who's close behind, maybe about 10 or so feet. Rory Spillmore really getting the skates on though. She's extending that lead. Dred Zeppelin, was she able to get a sneaky point? 1 point to the Glory and no points to the Witches. Quick change over. Let's get set for another one. Could be Altered Skates up against Big Shorty. And a timeout being called. No, it is an official review. Let's find out what this one's about.
Because I'm not looking at you like super serious.
Thanks, Jen. You're all care. I know. Yeah.
I love to jog, I really do. This time around, it's a possible skating out of bounds penalty assessed against the jammer from the previous jam. The Witches of Eastvik believe that she was not hit out of bounds. She actually skated out of bounds to avoid being hit and called off the jam as she did so. So they believe that the jam was called off incorrectly, but they would like to have a penalty assessed. So we will see how that turns out in just a moment. So the adjudication was that even though there was contact, you're not required to really resist being hit. So it was a soft contact. Nevertheless, the contact happened as the jammer was leaving, or the jammer left the track after the contact, called off the jam, and that is a legal move. So no penalty will be assessed, and the Witches have lost their official review. We're back underway with more Derby. It could be well be Cat of Nine Tails. I am blessed with being called many a game of roller derby today, and I think there is a Cat of Nine Tails on another team. So Cat of Nine Tails, I apologise. We have Manic Adventure in lead and calls it off. Did we get some sneaky points? We did. 3 points for the Witches, and they are stoked. Billy Goat Ruff gets on the score sheet. You little ripper. Quick changeover. Let's get set for another one. 11:23 left to go. Glory 234 playing the Witches of East Victoria. Nice bit of movement laterally left and right here. Big Shorty just powering it down, motoring it through, and she is through. Well done. She has been incredible. Nada Nine Tails around the outside is free, but got about half a lap to catch up on Big Shorty. Big Shorty met by Dread Zeppelin. And the whistle blows for the end of that jam. Really impressive here. Some really fast-paced derby being played. Whistle blows. Here we go for another one. And a penalty. Not against the jammer though. Long recycle though. All right, Tenacious just getting caught at the end. And, yep, Lexi being assessed with the penalty there. Sorry, Lexa. So Tenacious on another scoring pass. And the end of the jam comes and goes. 3 more for the Glory, so that will get them an 11-point jam. 246, 87 for the Witches. Jam ref just coming over, making sure the scoring pass is complete. Or the scores are complete on the score sheet as well as in the computer. Just a nice little chin wag going on the court. A few smiles being exchanged. That's nice to see. Face back on, trying that inside line, but it's Altered Skates who's through as your lead jammer. Got about a length of the straight on. Awesome stuff, fast and furious. And it's 2 more points to the Witches of East Vic. 89, chasing down 251. About 7 minutes and a few seconds left. So it's probably fair to say that the Glory are looking through to go through to the Division 3 Grand Final. Rory Spilmore is the lead jammer, going around and attacking the back of the pack here. At a Nine Tails, attacking the back of the pack right now, and it is a power jam. Cut track assessed against Rory Spilmore, so which of Eastvic, can they make good use of this power jam? You only need like 150 points. It's a big ask, but he will go with four of them. Yep, a no pass, no penalty, so 4 of them. And the Nine Tails around the outside. Meets with Florence the Machine. And Crotch Candy also assisting with the recycle. Cinderella met with the forearms penalty, so she's off to the penalty bin. And Florence the Machine also being sent off, so a bit light on for both teams. The attrition starting to take its toll in the penalty booth. And it looks like a few limbs are being rubbed on the way around as well. Fast pack, fast pack. Did Rory get another sneaky point? We're going to say no on that one. And a timeout being called. So that's been called by the Glory. I want to say a big thanks to AJ's Sound Services. AJ's supply corporate and event sound. And they're a big part of the scene here at Adelaide Roller Derby. But they've been working overtime setting everything up here for the Great Southern Slam. Big grateful thank you to them and for providing the audio, visual and microphones and mixers and gear, speakers, screens, everything that we've been able to use and utilize to make the Great Southern Slam another success. Thank you, AJs. Much appreciated. Okay, getting set for another jam. Let's have some fun. Let's get it on. Big Shorty on up against Dred Zeppelin by the looks. Timeout called. Officials timeout. Just making sure everything is correct in the penalty box. And everything is. Here we go. Oh, Dred's right up the inside. Beautiful skip through. So Dred Zeppelin is your lead jammer for East Vic. Oh, and a bit of a stonking hit there. I think that was Raven Waller who felt the brunt of that one, as well as the concrete. Call off, and a solid 5 points for the Witches of East Vic. 115. Just great to see everyone's just continuing to try, everyone's continuing to put in. Even though the pedal's been taken off the throttle a bit, I sense. Everyone is still going around. Everyone's still trying to win their individual battles. But for the glory, you'd be wanting to make sure that you're in good shape for tomorrow. That is Chainsaw that is headed to the bin. Forearms penalty. Tenacious picks up Lee Jammer. Crosby wheels and smash, hits the ground. Bounces back up straight away. Pass to the star. That's Nato Nine Tails. So she is now the jammer for East Vic as Tenacious goes around for a scoring pass and calls it off. Oh, a bit of airborne from Nato Nine Tails. She didn't get her hips through though. You have to get the hips through. Your feet through the air backwards past your opponent is not a valid scoring pass. Nice little smile there on the back, the mouth of Vaulted Skates. Murderface continuing to jam and is through. Picks up Lee Jammer. Altered Skates meanwhile. Recycled to the back of the pack. Going to try again. Dodging and weaving from side to side as Murderface just shrugs off one blocker after the other. Goes through for another 5-point pass. Forearms penalty assessed against Sadistic Smell, but then called back to the track, so maybe not a forearms. It was a beautiful call though. Nice and clear. I could hear that from here through my headphones. And Sadistic Smell is now off to the bin, so there must have been no room at the inn. Murderface going around, picks up another 4 points. 4 points also for Altered Skates. That was a nice one. That was the rock and roll slide. Murderface. I think we have to make it a rule. If you're going to do a rock and roll slide and call it off, you need to do a little air guitar at the end. There's not enough air guitar in roller derby. I am bitterly disappointed. Two glory blockers on at the moment. Pack advantage with the Witches of East Vic. They have 3. And a little bit of a pile-up. Rory Spillmore trying again. Cupcake. And the cut track drawn out by Florence and the Machine. Good blocking. Cupcake having a seat. Oreo heading off to the penalty bin. But it is all about Rory Spillmore. Nice spin move on the inside, staying inbounds and upright for a 5-point pass. Cupcake back on track. And almost met there, but getting a hug instead. A Sadistic Smell giving the hug there. And we are now out of time. Glory coming up with the goods. And the Witches of East Vic made it to the semi-finals of the Great Southern Slam for 2018. That is a huge effort and achievement by Eastern Victoria Roller Derby. You can go home with your heads held high, guys. And also, you can start drinking beer from now. East Victoria Roller Derby represented today by Nato Nine Tails, Cinderella, Lexa, Altered Skates, Matt Downer, No Love Ninja, Raven Waller, Billy Goat Ruff, Push Up Ra, Pantaloony, Cupcake, Spawner Skaten, Dread Zeppelin, Jack Spite, Pushy Tat, Chainsaw, benched by Beth, Eve, Elena Claire, and Bubblegum Blitz. They scored 122 points, but it was the Glory. They are through to the grand final of Division 3, and they scored 288 points, represented today by Fatalicious, Rory Spilmore, Crotch Candy, Crosby Wheels and Smash, Big Shorty, Tenacious, Florence the Machine, Susie Quantro, Manic Adventure, Motoki Slaughter, Sadistic Smell, Murderface, Hell Kitty, Oreo McFury, Goldie Blocks, Massacre Jones, Biffy Kaleido, benched by Kapow, Ricker Mortis, and Scouticus. Congratulations to Westside Derby Dolls. Commiserations to East Victoria, the Witches of East Vic. My name is Pants. Very happy to have brought you this Division 3 semi-final from Track 4 of the Great Southern Slam 2018. See ya.